Toastmaster Jijo?
Yes, please.
Meeting call to order. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to Taj Toastmaster Club, club number 1158, Area 6, Division B and District 79. I am Karunakaran Ramachandran, the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Let me read out the mission of our Toastmaster Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. For better listening, better thinking, and better speaking, we learn by doing. Since we are in an online meeting, members and other role players, meeting leaders, and speakers are advised to mute their microphones during the meeting. However, I request you all to keep your videos on during the course of the meeting. You are urged to applause using the emojis and through your video. As a general rule, Toastmaster encourages all speakers and role players to speak on any topic except politics, religion, and sex. I hope you will enjoy today's meeting. Now, let me hand over the control of the meeting to the presiding officer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Karunakaran, for the brilliant introduction and having given the enough needed energy to start off today's meeting. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and all my dear friends who are present here in today's meeting, a warm good evening to you all. I welcome you all to meeting number 941 of Taj Toastmasters Club. And what a brilliant theme we have today. I hope by the end of today's meeting, we are all replete with retention about the theme and what it tries to teach us. Taking people with you. It's all about living, be it in family, with friends, the workplace, or at school, or even somewhere when you're socializing. You have to lead at times and have to take people with you. And Toastmasters believes in inculcating that spirit of leadership, the spirit of retention of all team members within one close network and taking them all as one. So I hope I'm not going to reveal much about today's theme. We have our TMOD there with interesting content lined up for the theme. So let us move on to the business session of today's meeting. We do not have any announcements or achievements to be made, but it is time to wish our last week's meeting winners. The winners for the last week's meeting were Best Speaker, Toastmaster Muhammad Ijaz. Toastmaster Suryakant completed his icebreaker speech. Best Table Topic Speaker, Toastmaster Sunil Idikulla. Best Evaluator, also Toastmaster Sunil Idikulla. Best Meeting Leader, Toastmaster Jabir Ali. And the best of big three, Toastmaster Maya Krishnan. Let's give them all a very big round of applause. Thank you very much to our VPPR and our Taj Gavel Club counselor for not only reminding me, but also making sure that this thing happened. I believe most of you know that we also have a child club, which is the Taj Gavels Club. Gavels are the members who are not Toastmasters children. And one of the Gaveliers from the Taj Gavels Club represented in a global table topics contest. It was actually a group contest in which 9 clubs from different parts of GCC, India, and the world took part. And Gavelier Sham Ganesh of Taj Gavels Club came up in 3rd place, and that was his first attempt at a contest. I wish you all to give him a very big round of applause for Gavalier Sham Ganesh for this exemplary achievement. Kudos to our Gavel Club counselor, Toastmaster Manaz Al-Bukhari, and also the Gavels Club mentor, DTM Guru Rajan, for having groomed the kid to achieve this wonderful feat. So it's time now to welcome and get to know the most important people in today's meeting. When we say taking people with you, it doesn't mean that you take all the old people who are with you. It's more important that you bring in new blood. And in that way, it's going to be our guests who are our most important members of today's meeting. So let me call upon our guests for today. We have Mr. Brajesh. Mr. Brajesh Raj, could you please unmute yourself, turn on your video and introduce yourself?
Hello, good evening. My name is Brajesh.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is the first time. Thank you for inviting me, first of all. This is the first time I'm attending such a Toastmasters meeting, actually. I'm basically from India, Kerala. For the last 20 years, I'm in Saudi. I'm working in one of the IT distribution company called Reddington as a credit manager. And so my family contains, including me, four members. My wife and 2 kids. My daughter is in 8th standard and my son is in 4th standard. That's it. My mom in India. And all are going good by God's grace. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Brajesh. I believe you shall enjoy today's meeting as much as we all do. And thanks for joining us. Let me now call upon Mr. Jitesh Raj. Mr. Jitesh Raj. Hello, Mr. Jitesh. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. We are all fine, rather, and we are happy to have you here with us. Could you please introduce yourself, sir?
Yeah, I'm Jitesh. I'm here in Saudi from last 8 years, and I'm working in STC as in business excellence, process excellence, and my family consists of 3 people: me, my wife, and one son. He is in class 8, and right now they are in Kerala. I was like born and brought up in North, so I speak much of Hindi and all that. So, and I've been like I've been working from last 20 years. I was working for other companies in India, a lot of IT companies in India, and so in total I have 20 years of experience. And anything else you guys want to know, I'll happy to provide you that answers.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jitesh, for joining us today. I hope you would enjoy today's session as well. We have one more guest, Mr. Irshad CV. Mr. Irshad, could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to you?
Hi, good evening all. My name is Irshad. I am from North Kerala, Kannur. And I've been here in Saudi Arabia for the past 2 years. I've been working as a senior accountant in an IT company here in Riyadh. And my family, I have been married from Calicut in Kerala, and I'm planning to bring my family here. And that's all if you want. And I'm very thankful for you to be, let me be here. And I'm especially very thankful for TM Jijokoshi for supporting me always and making me bring here. And I'm very thankful.
Thank you so much for joining us. And for the benefit of our guests, we have one interesting session where you can see, you will be witnessing the entire meeting proceedings, but there is one interesting session where you can also participate, which we call it as the table topics or impromptu speaking session. In case you are interested to speak during that session, please keep your videos on so that our table topics master can call you and give you a small topic to speak on your feet. So this is just for the guests, and thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you will all enjoy today. As part of our meeting, every meeting we learn a new day, and to introduce the word of today's meeting, let me call upon our word master, a very recently joined member, but he's so enthusiastic to have taken up a role on his very first meeting as an official Toastmaster. Toastmaster Praveen, please introduce the word for us today.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Presiding officer, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, good evening. For today's meeting, the word is retention, which means the continued possession, use, or control of something. And we can say the power to hold on to or keep something. Retention is a non-word. Retain is the word for the retention. I'm very familiar with the word. Professionally, I know this word as a retention, but I never use this word in a common communication. So I was excited when this word know that retention, I'm going to introduce it as a word of the day. As a technically, I know this word as an example you can use, like during the retention period, the money should be held in a deposit account. This is what the meaning I know in my professional career. But when I search on this word, I came to know there are certain examples. Visual material aids the retention of information. And you can use as without water retention, the land becomes big. And some of the example, like the retention of old technology has slowed the company's growth. As all we know, Shakespeare is a great writer, poet. He used this word so romantically. Add my love without retention and restraint. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, and I shall report on its usage when called upon by the general evaluator. Back to presiding officer.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Praveen, for introducing a beautiful word that we all can use in today's meeting, and not only today, but also in our day-to-day English language usage. Without further ado, let us now jump on to the education session, the most exciting part of the meeting today. And to conduct the hum of affairs at the education session, we have a brilliant Toastmaster of the day. A man who is always at the forefront to take up leadership as well as responsibilities. And one thing that we always have question as Toastmasters, how can we translate the things that we learn in Toastmasters to a professional field or professional practice? Well, this man puts these things into action. He works as a training manager at Dunkin' Donuts, and I believe he has put a lot of things that he has learned in Toastmastering over there and vice versa as well. He is currently the Vice President Public Relationship Vice President Membership of Taj Toastmasters Club, past Vice President Public Relationship of Taj Club, also Club Coach of PSU Falcons Club. And please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Manaz Al-Bukhari, our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, for that awesome introduction. It is very easy to find a theme. You just need to Google it, right? And you get a theme. You just need to search themes for good Toastmaster meeting, and you get a lot of themes. But I was addicted to this theme because this is the first book which I have read, which is Taking People With You. It's not because I love to read books. It is because my CEO and chairman sent a mail that you have to read this book. This is written by me, David Novak. The CEO and chairman of Yum Brands asked official communication through his global offices, and then we had to go read the book. And that's how I came to know about this book. And today I was wondering how I would start this meeting. And then one of my mentees, I'm proud to have him as a mentee, he messaged me, by the way, Toastmaster Manaz, where are you going? I heard you are taking people with you. You know, we are all in this journey towards success. And when you are a successful leader, it is your responsibility that you take your people along with you towards success. In that success journey, your people should be partners. Today, we are going to learn how we do that. You might be wondering, all of your leaders out here, anybody who is not a leader? Yeah, so everybody is a leader.
I think everyone is leadership.
Pardon?
I think everyone is leader here because Toastmaster creates a leader.
Absolutely. We are leaders who practice leadership in a leadership arena amongst leaders. And that's absolutely right, Toastmaster Rajesh. And if not, you're not a leader at the workplace, I'm sure you are a leader at your home. And you have to take your family along with you, your relatives along with you, your people who follow you. There are a lot of people who would follow you in your system. Maybe it could be your personal life, in your professional life. So leadership is everywhere. Absolutely no question around. Now, David Novak tells that when a manager comes into his office, imagine he's very negative. He had a fight with his wife. This entire team is going to get the same vibe which he is having, which we call the positive leadership shadow or the negative leadership shadow. If I'm positive, if my team will be definitely positive, that is exactly what David Novak takes us through his book. I still remember a Yum cheer, which he used to do in Yum. As soon as David Novak comes into any meeting for that matter, he asks everybody in the room to say, give me a Y. And everybody in the room would shout, Y. Give me a U. And everybody would shout, U. Give me M. And everybody would shout M. And what does that spell? Everybody would shout out loud, yum, yum, and yum. You know, that creates an energy into that group. And I was wondering, why can't we say, give me a T, give me an A, and give me a J. What does it spell, Taj? Or something like that to cheer up that energy. But, I know that in Zoom, we have limitations. We can't all cheer out together, right? I'm looking forward for such a meeting where we all will stand together in circles and cheer out loud as Taj, Taj, and Taj. And that is where leaders are made. And today I put in a group that I would be sharing a mantra, a success tool, which will help build great relationship. But it's not the right time to do that now. If I share the mantra now, you all by heart the mantra and go away. What will I do? So this mantra is for those people who will stay back, listen to those beautiful prepared speeches, which is going to happen right now. And here, our table topic speakers do a great job, and then listen to their evaluations and listen to the meeting leaders report, and then comes the mantra. And this mantra is superb. And it comes with 3 questions. And all these 3 questions are yours after this meeting. And this is how I build strong relationship in my team, in my family, amongst my parents, amongst my relatives. And this is how I build strong relationship with my fellow Tajians. And this mantra is no secret. And this is going to be public today after the meeting. Without further ado, let me tell what exactly a Toastmasters meeting is like. A Toastmaster meeting is comprised of 3 different sections. The first session is a prepared speaking session where our members go through the pathways projects, take out a project and prepare themselves into speeches and projects and come prepared, and they will be presenting their projects to them. After their projects, we have a table topic session. A table topic session will be an impromptu speech development session where our table topic master will be giving topics and maybe related to the theme. And our members would be speaking for 1 minute about that topic without any preparation. It improves a lot of our leadership skills as well and communication skills. And the last part, the most interesting part of our meeting is the general evaluation session, where the general evaluator with his panel of evaluators will be evaluating each prepared speeches and table topic speeches. And also there will be meeting leaders who would be giving their reports as well towards the end of the meeting. So let's start the meeting by calling up each and every meeting leader to explain their role. Today, we have a meeting leader who is called the R-counter. Let me call upon Toastmaster Parvez to explain the role of the R-counter, as he's our counter of the day. Toastmaster Parvez?
Yes, good evening, Toastmaster fellow.
Please
Toastmaster
kindly
guest.
please, what is the responsibility of
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, once again, good evening, Toastmaster fellow, Toastmaster guest. The purpose of our counter is to note word and sound that are used as crutch and pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, word, so, like this. I will also listen for the filler sound, including or etc. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as 2 times or 3 times, I, like this. It means at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Mr. Proceeding Officer, please retain the meeting and proceed.
Thank you very much, Master Parvez, for that great brief about accounting. Our meeting has another role to play, it's very important to improve our English communication skills and language. The grammarian. Today, for our meeting, our grammarian is Toastmaster Suryakant Baswa. Sir, would you like to please explain your role as a grammarian?
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Manaz, and good evening to all and distinguished guests. And I'll be the grammarian role for today's meeting. So as a grammarian, my responsibility will be to listen to all the speakers carefully, and I will try to note all the improper sentences, language being used. I'll keep a note of all the words and phrases, any incomplete sentences and pronunciations. So although my memory is, I have a low memory retention, I will try to make sure that I will keep a note of as much as possible. So wish you all a good luck, and keep and watch your tongue, use the proper words. Thank you so much.
That was a high alert question from our grammarian. Our next meeting leader is our timer. I hope I am on time, but he is an important person for our meeting to end on time. So let's hear from Toastmaster Jabir Ali to understand what exactly is the responsibility of a timer. I'm not hearing you, Toastmaster Jabir Ali. Is it the same with everybody? Maybe you have to check the speaker. You have to select the microphone next to the mic. You have to select the microphone. Yeah, I think something came. Yeah, it's.
You can hear me now?
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will time the prepared speeches, table topic speakers, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Those giving prepared speeches should limit their remarks to their specific speech times. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length, green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes, and red card at 6 minutes. Most of the speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length, green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks between 1 to 2 minutes. green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and red card at 2 minutes. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes, green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at 3 minutes. For all speeches, table topic evaluations, and the speakers have 30 seconds to wrap up their presentation after the red card alert. Thank you. I will submit once called upon by the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jabir Ali. Our next meeting leader is our vote master. Let's listen to our vote master, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, to understand what exactly is the role of a vote master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and all my dear friends. As your vote counter, I shall be helping you decide the best speaker, the best table topic speaker, the best evaluator, the best meeting leader, and the best of big three. We shall be doing the voting using Google Forms link. And after every session, when the voting is called for, I shall be sharing a link where you can vote for the best role player whom you feel performed their roles to the best of their abilities. As a vote counter, I shall not be voting until and unless there is a need to break a tie. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Very much, vote master, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. And I believe voting and winning is one of the main reasons for retaining Taj Toastmasters in the Taj Toastmasters Club. Team member retention is one of the most important parameter of any leader. And as Taj Toastmasters, we are always proud to retain our members inside our club, not only as club members, but as family members. We do have awesome gatherings outside Toastmasters. And all this happened because of the great leaders assembled out. Today, we are going into our much awaited prepared speech session. And this is the most important and the most favorite session for me, because especially today, we are going to have an array of awesome prepared speeches. And before calling the first speaker, let me call his evaluator to understand the evaluation criteria under which he would be evaluated for his speech. Toastmaster Karnakaran is the first evaluator for our speaker today. Toastmaster Karnakaran, would you like to explain what exactly is the speech criteria?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today, my speaker is going to give his L2P1 project. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. And another purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. His speech title is Your Excellent Mentor, and his speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to my speakers. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Who else is going to speak about mentoring, if not this leader? Looking at himself, gives you a lot of peace of mind. This Toastmaster is a distinguished Toastmaster, and distinguished Toastmasters are always famous personalities in any Toastmasters pattern. And usually when I first heard distinguished Toastmasters, as a new Toastmaster, I thought distinguished Toastmasters would be having 2 horns. But then after meeting this Toastmaster, I came to understand that he's a very simple human being, a great mentor. Yesterday, when I asked about leadership, he told a leader is somebody who role models. And he has shown that in his leadership skills that he is a great role model and he's a great leader to follow. He works with Saudi Electricity Company, and maybe one of the reasons why we are attending the meeting in this bright light And without further ado, let me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Gurrajan sir, who is also a wonderful singer. If not, this was a thing I would have asked him to sing a song as well, but then let's listen to his speech around mentoring. The stage is yours, sir.
Dear Toastmasters, are you looking for an excellent mentor? Please raise your hand if you are looking for an excellent mentor for yourself. Thank you. We are all looking for the excellent mentor, so that we can improve and become the very successful speaker. Let us study together and find out the way. When I joined Taj Toastmasters, I was assigned a mentor, Toastmaster Vijay Sundaram. He was also evaluating my first speech. I was afraid that he may comment something regarding my speech. But contrary to that, he was praising me. He told me, Toastmaster Gurrajan was a born speaker. It was a bit funny, but I was happy. Also, many Toastmasters are having the feeling that the mentor has to hold the hand of a mentee and then take him throughout the way till the mentee reaches someplace. I'm not in full agreement with that. If it happens, the mentee will have only one set of improvements according to the mentor. It will affect his personality. For me, you should be open-minded to see the people as mentors, incidents as mentors, even advice to others by somebody else as mentoring. So you learn all the time and improve yourself. This is what my idea. There were several incidents in my life. One other thing I was talking about, I wanted to tell about my mother. She used to teach me one poor child with 4 fingers. He was taught how to hold the finger with the 4 fingers and then write legibly with speed. My mother was a teacher, of course. She was a mentor for me, how to be useful in the society. At the time, I was also teaching some of my classmates in the subjects. Regarding my father, he was a headmaster in one of the middle school. He was known for integrity. It had got impact on me. So can we call all this as mentoring? Sometimes we really learn from many incidents. And one of funny incidents what I had in my life is when I was in Chennai, I joined in one of the company. Myself and my classmate, we took a room in one of the mansion. Mansion is where so many bachelors used to stay. At the time, there was water scarcity in Madras. Water was not available. So there was a rule that the water will come only from morning 4:30 to 5:30 a.m. in the morning. It was the first day of my stay and I was not knowing this rule. I went to bathroom at 6:30 in the morning, opened the pipe, only air was coming. The owner's house was there at the ground. So from the 3rd floor, I was shouting, "Hey, open the water. I need the water." From the house, there was a muscular man with a big mustache came out. Look, he appeared to be angry. He told me, "Do you have any brain?" And without much thinking, I told him, "First of all, do you have any brain?" Dear Toastmasters, it's very difficult in our life to prove that we have a brain. Because head is there, but how to prove that brain is there inside? Okay, even brain is there. How to prove that intelligence is there inside? That's very difficult for anyone to prove that. He got terribly angry. For the first time, I saw his whole mustache was vibrating with anger. His whole face was like a boiling water. I'm coming now. He told me, and within seconds, he came to the third floor and he was trying to hit me. Dear Toastmasters, in India, we have a luxury. When two people are fighting, three people will hold the one person one side, another three people will hold the other person other side. That's why they were holding us, so that we will not meet, we will not fight with each other. That time, somehow we convinced him, and while going, he called me with respect. One of lovely words he told about me. He called me a dog. Even my wife has not called me a dog so far. So this was an incident which taught me that you have to have utmost care in uttering words towards others. Dear Toastmasters, if you take our own club, DTM Sridhar has shown the way how to be supportive to the people and be energetic. And there's a DTM Asad told me the techniques of the speeches. DTM Sunny Kurvilla was known for all the energy and leadership. And Toastmaster Sundar for the performance and so forth. Every member, because the lack of time, I cannot remember for all the members. Everybody is shown the way. From everybody you can learn. Even for that matter, we can know from Toastmaster Manas how to handle the children well and to make them a good speaker. Dear Toastmasters, so when you really want an excellent mentor, don't look outside. The key is within you. Just look inside and become open-minded. You can even learn from child to forget the unhappy moments and become happy within seconds. Dear Toastmasters, people say open-heartedness is a key to the meaningful life, but open-mindedness is a key to get many mentors in life and become successful. Dear Toastmasters, are you still looking for an excellent mentor? Go inside, open the key with the open-mindedness. Be open-minded and be a lifelong learner. Go to the Toastmaster Beagle.
So, thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster. We should have made the meeting theme taking mentors with you rather than taking people with you, because this room is now filled with mentors after your speech.
Thank you. Thank you for good words.
Our next speaker, before calling the next speaker, let me call his evaluator, Toastmaster Maya Krishnan. Toastmaster Maya Krishnan said he had some challenges in switching on his video. Host, would you please check on his enable video and audio for Toastmaster Maya Krishnan so that he can deliver the evaluation criteria? Toastmaster Maya, are you able to unmute? Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, are you there? All right. Since Toastmaster Maya Krishnan is having some challenges, let me just quickly check what exactly is the speech criteria for our next speaker. Toastmaster Maya Krishnan, are you able to unmute yourself? All right. Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, would you like to please explain the speech criteria as well, so that the audience understand? I understand that you are doing a level 4 project 1. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, could you please check on Toastmaster Maya Krishnan's video and audio?
Toastmaster Manas, I tried to call him and he said he cannot unmute the mic. There is some problem. I told him to go
Enable,
come back.
Post has to enable this video and audio, if that's the case.
He said he cannot. I told him to exit and come back.
All right. Thanks for that, thanks for that, Toastmaster Sunil Edipilla. So, okay, let's, meanwhile, our evaluator comes in. Let me just give you a brief about our speaker, the next speaker. Toastmaster Sunil is our magazine editor, if everybody knows. And Toastmaster Sunil have been asking for articles to our fellow members. And to get one article out of each member, it took a lot of time. Meanwhile, our speaker has submitted around 175 scientific articles in his research area, as he is a medical bacteriology professor in King Saud University. Can you imagine 175 articles to be published on bacteria? I am a hotel management student. I don't know 175 dishes to be said. I don't know how he would submit 175 articles on bacteria. Maybe there are more bacteria than food. Our PT master would know. Maybe he would explain later. Anyway, since our Maya Krishnan has appeared, I can see his beautiful face out there. Toastmaster Maya Krishnan, would you like please explain what is the evaluation criteria?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Dear fellow Toastmaster, guest gavels, a warm good evening to all. Today, my speaker is going to deliver Pathways L4P1 Visionary Communications. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Speech title is To Be Successful. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to effectively communicate, change a group or organization. All the best to my speaker. Over
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Maya Krishnan, for that brief. And we have our next prepared speaker who have made this 175 articles. Truly appreciate you, sir. He comes from Pudukkottai, Tamil Nadu, and is working with King Saud University. He has been in Riyadh for the last 9 years, and I welcome him to give out his level for Project 1. Stage is yours. Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
You are, but it's quite feeble.
Now I am audible?
Yes, you are.
Nothing is so painful to the human mind as a great and sudden change, said novelist Mary Holstone Shelley. Fellow Toastmasters, our delightful guest, warm good evening to all. Effort a change organization fail 70% of the time. Do you know why? Because the individual affected by the change are ultimately responsible for making and maintaining it. Communicate change is challenging. Change is an important aspect of developing company or group members. But all the changes, big or small, are likely to face struggle during their implementation process. Change done depend on the involvement of those who will be affected and people who can only get on a board if they understand why the change is being implemented. I will give one example. If you fail to talk a picture of the need to change, you risk threatening teams about the change of informations. There was no way to add colors because it is very dark. However, if you select too light a color, we can change what we want. As a result, we'll be able to explain, change, communicate in a mild and non-threatening way. Do you know what could be the best method of adjusting and communicating the change to the team members? Now I tell you how to retention and accepted team members to communicate change in 5 simple methods. The first one, be clear and honest when communicate change to teams. In both workplace at home, honesty is the essential for change communicate. The next one, use care when communicate administrative change. First, you describe the issue and how to plan to solve them. The third one, tell the teams what isn't it change for them. You should clearly explain the improvement. The fourth one, the set expectation with new change. Accordingly, you must clearly what if we make these modifications, you will receive what this benefit. Finally, you tell the teams what they need to do. So these are all the best way for communicate change and retention to the team members. I will give you another example of how I communicated change of my recent trip to Abaha with my friends. Everyone knows that during this pandemic time, we could not travel to India. So I planned to travel to Abaha with my friends. I called Dr. Kannan, one of my friends. Hello, Dr. Kannan. Should we go to Abaha next week along with family members? Hi, hello, doctor. How are you? How many people are going? Hello, doctor, around 5 family members. Okay, doctor, but due to this pandemic, we are unable to go to there. This is a talk to convocations to the phone. I explained the trip journey to him, but he was unsatisfied. Similarly, I called another 4 family members. They all are defined it was extremely impossible to travel to Abaha during this pandemic. Finally, I created a perfect plan, communicated with them, and changed their mind, and everyone decided to visit Abaha. I know what you are thought. What I changed was, yes, I'm telling now. First, I called everyone. Time too difficult to both me and them. So I created a WhatsApp group called Joyful Abaha Trip. Instead of calling, it is easy to communicate with them. Next, as a replacement for booking a single van model, I booked 5 individual cars due to this pandemic. I selected the model from the year 2020 because we had traveled the long distance. I shared this information in the group and everyone was satisfied with the decision to rent a separate car. In the same way, instead of booking a double room, I booked a separate room. They are gratefully accepted. We get begun. During the trip, I provided all the route map to the group, which everyone followed, and we arrived safely and enjoyed the trip. My dear fellow Toastmasters, To be successful, change must be understood and supported. Without effective communicate management system, the change will fail. So friends, accept and support change with your teams and taking people with you to achieve your life. Back to Flow Toastmaster of the day.
I thoroughly enjoyed your speech, and the most interesting part was a phone call which you enacted. It was even more lively, and it's great to see coming from Toastmaster Dr. Arunachala. Way to go, Doctor. Our next speaker is ready, and let me call her evaluator, Toastmaster Ijas. And Toastmaster Ijas is going to do his first evaluation. Looking forward to hear from you, Toastmaster Ijas. What is the speech criteria for our next speaker?
Thank you, Toastmaster, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster of the evening, Manas. Today, my speaker going to deliver her level 2 P2 effective body language from presentation mastery. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how would he or she uses nonverbal communication when delivering a speech. Her topic today would be value of relationship in today's world. I wish best of luck for my speaker today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ijas. I'm wondering why all the speeches are related to the theme of the day. It's an accident or non-accident, but today we will hear about relationship from our speaker, who is basically a software engineer but doing Vedic mathematics. If your children are interested to know more about Vedic mathematics, she is the right person to connect because she takes classes on Vedic mathematics and brings up the younger generation to learn mathematics in a more easier and a simpler manner. She's married, had 2 daughters, and she is the person who chases her dreams. And we are with you to learn from you, Toastmaster. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a warm good evening to you all. Let me ask you a question. I think everybody will be having smartphones, right? Everybody will be having in this time. How many of you have net banking in your mobile or phone banking? I think most of you people are using. Yeah. And how many of you are paying your bills through phone? Everyone. How many of you visit the bank for withdrawing the amount cash? There is a question in mind. Why I should, right? Really? Especially in this world, how the technology has improved this much, still why we should, right? Yes? Can anyone tell me why I asked this question? Any guess? See, no idea? Okay, I will ask you another question. If you go to your hometown, whether still anybody used to visit your home branch for taking money or for doing some work in the bank? Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Iqbal. At least one person I can see. See what you're going to gain from that. Any idea?
People's contact.
Human contact and relationship.
Yeah, relationship. See that nowadays we are lacking, right? See, when we go for we are looking relationship means actually the value of relationship. When we face some crisis, we can understand the true value of a relationship. I will tell you one example, my personal example. See, when I was in the hometown some years back, one day I saw my grandfather, he's aged, there is some problem with his health. But still one day morning, I saw him getting ready to go to bank just for withdrawing 10,000 rupees. Just 10,000 rupees. So I got surprised. See, just for 10,000 rupees, why you're going to bank? You can go near ATM, or if you, there are so many other options. If you want to transfer to somebody, you can do it by mobile, right? So why you want to go to bank to get it just 10,000 rupees? And he called my grandmother and asked her to bring the check. How many of you know how many signatures you have to put in the check? 1 or 2? How many signatures you require? 2. 1 in the front, 1 in the back side. See, these are learnings. So some people, if they are used to that, they will remember. Otherwise, they will not remember. So he took the check and he signed and he started from the home. He is having some health problem. He is having the walking stick. Sometimes he will pick like this or sometimes like this. It's up. It depends. And also he walks. He will not take any vehicle because at just walking distance, he used to walk. And in between, he used to meet so many people. And he will just 1 second or just smile. But that makes a relationship. And he is having a conversation or communicate with the people or communication or that some relationship is building there. And he reaches the bank. He used to do all his work and comes back. So I was wondering why he has to go. What is the use? Because he is getting problem with that because he has to walk 10 minutes and his health is not that much good. But still he used to continue this. See, what that actual means after some years, around 6 years back, he passed away. So we have in a situation to go and do some paperwork. See, we have to do so many paperwork once one of our family members passed away. So there will be some paperwork. So me and my mother went to the bank. See, actually first time we are visiting the bank, we doesn't know anybody. So there are some procedures we have to follow to make the changes, the name or whatever it is, the concerned things. So we are new to that, we don't know anything. But for our surprise, the bank manager came to us and had us a greeting and asked us about the family and all. And he told that, okay, you people have come for this. He himself was telling us. It's not us who was asking them. He was telling us, okay, we understood. And he called the concerned officer. Just for our surprise, just we have to give only 10 to 12 signature. Just they mentioned the documents which we want. Just 1 or 2 which we are missing. They told, okay, later you will submit. Within 10 minutes, we finished all the work and came back. At that time, I got surprised because if you went to a bank for some process or bank or a government office or anywhere, whether our work will be done with 10 minutes? Never. I don't think so. Because at the same time, what I was thinking, just 1 year back, when my father-in-law passed away, we faced the situation, but that it was terrible. Because he was doing everything in his smartphone and he doesn't have a relationship there. So from the starting, we have to do everything. Still, it took around 1 year to complete the process. So that's what, in this terrible situation, it is very important because we can understand the problem when it comes for a crucial situation. So in this pandemic situation or in this world, still we should have a relationship, good relationship with everyone. If you are not able to meet physically, at least have a call once in a time, at least once in a month or once in a year. You should have a good relationship with everyone. Whoever, it is not that you want everyone at a time, but we don't know what the life will be. So I request everyone to continue a good relationship with each and everyone. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster, Madam Toastmaster Neetu. Next, let me call upon our next evaluator, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjigar, to explain the criteria of our fourth speaker. Toastmaster Ibrahim.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Our speaker is presenting his L3P3 project. The purpose of this project is for the speaker to practice the skills needed to present himself well in an interview. So there are some questions, interview questions for the interviewer that are specific to his skills and abilities and the content that he has designed to practice, but he has no idea what questions will be asked. So there is an interviewer and our speaker is an interviewee. Good luck for his project.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ibrahim. Next, we are going to witness an interview. And the candidate today is a hotel management graduate. And I should not be talking too much about him because he's going to introduce, maybe in this interview, about himself to the interviewer. So I'm not going to give a very big definition about himself, but he is a spot-on Toastmaster, ready to take up any responsibilities and role, full energetic, a champion who is here to deliver his interview with our interviewer, who is interviewer and interviewee is ready. Then I'm looking for his interviewee. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar will be interviewing our candidate today. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, are you ready? Dr. Sundar? Since all right, if Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, I think he's away. Let me. Yes, he's back. All right. So, the speech is yours, Mohammed Shakir.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear friends and guests. So today I'm going to deliver my level 3 project 3. It's about to prepare for an interview. Hopefully it will help every one of us to prepare for an interview for next time. And here we have Dr. Sundar Ramalingam to help me out of this project. So, Doctor, are you ready? We can start. The timer can note.
Yes. How are you, Mr. Shakir?
I'm good.
How has your day been so far?
So far, everything fine.
Are you from Riyadh, Mr. Shakir, or are you from a different place?
Right now, I'm in Riyadh.
Okay, great. Mr. Shakir, could you just introduce yourself?
Sure. So I'm Mohammad Shakir. I'm proud to say that I'm a hotel management graduate and have worked in last 12 years in different GCC countries. Currently, I'm associated with Dunkin' Donuts, Saudi Arabia, as a operations training lead. And I'm leading a team of field trainers who are supporting the field, around 2,000 employees across the kingdom. I would like to utilize my experience and my knowledge to retain myself to the next level. That's the reason I'm here today in front of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Was just brief and succinct, and quite impressive that you are working with a manpower force of 2,000 people. That's indeed great. Well, Mr. Shakir, what is the biggest change that you think you have undergone in yourself?
Well, that is a very close question to my heart. I have a friend of mine who suddenly stepped into my life one day, and he brought a lot of changes. Prior to that, I was a person who is facing all distress, depressions, and distractions. And this person helped me to understand every person is unique and we all have our own qualities and we should understand what it is. So he's another person, he's a mentor of mine who helped me to understand my ability and my personality as a unique person. So I believe that that is the biggest change I undergone myself in my life.
Okay, fine. That's quite interesting to know. And what do you think is your favorite time pass? You seem to be a very job-oriented person. Do you have any other time passes other than your profession and your workplace?
Sure. As a human being, we should have some time passes apart from our job. So I am a person used to watch a lot of movies, especially scientific fiction movies. I used to watch a lot of videos like funny videos, motivational videos, inspirational videos. I'm actually a little bit addicted on social media before. But once I joined Toastmasters, I found it's quite interesting because it's not only entertain us, but it's help to improve our learning, listening, speaking, and leadership skills. So right now, I'm spending a lot of time in Toastmastering, and I am really enjoying it as a time pass and as a serious Toastmaster person as
well. Okay, Toastmasters. That sounds amazing. Okay, so I believe you say that you watch a lot of videos and you are a Toastmaster. So what would you like to share with us on your first experience as a speaker? How did you feel when you were delivering a speech in front of an audience for the first time?
Well, that's an interesting question. I joined Toastmasters on May 2021, recently. My intention was to become a public speaker. Before, I thought, speak in front of thousands. It's not a big deal. I can easily grab the stage, then speak. One of my mentor, Manaz al-Bukhari, he referred me to join Toastmasters. And that moment, I thought, speak in front of 10 to 15 people? Come on, It's an easy task. But when I step into Toastmasters and I was asked to deliver a speech in table topics, believe me, I was stuck because I was not prepared for that. So deliver a speech in front of Toastmasters, whether it is 15 or 20, it's a difficult task for a beginner. And my experience as a speaker began with Toastmasters.
That sounds good. That sounds impressive as well. Well, since you have applied for the position of a trainer, we have a couple of people sitting here in front of us. I'll just give you a minute. How would you coach us to cope with the current pandemic?
Well, as a point of view from the trainer, I should say we should have a positive approaches towards obstacles, same like a pandemic. So we should change the obstacle into an opportunity. For example, in my organization, during the pandemic, by the way, we are the Dunkin', the best coffee and donut sellers in the kingdom, as you all know. But we never thought about the home delivery before. But pandemic changed the things, and we changed these obstacles into an opportunity by selling our products through home delivery. And believe me, right now we have around 18 home delivery aggregators. And a 10% of our main income comes from home delivery. So I should say we should change the obstacles into opportunity. Thank you.
Obstacles to opportunities. That was indeed a great inspiration. Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Mr. Shakir, and wish you all the very best.
Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shakir, and thanks to Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. It was a nail-biting interview. I don't know whether he got selected, but for me, it was interesting. Toastmaster Shakir, you did a great job. It's time for me to check the time. We are running 8 minutes delayed, and let me just quickly check whether all the speakers are qualified. Timer?
Yes, all the speakers are qualified.
Let's call for a voting. And the voting link has been shared by our vote master, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, in your chat box. Kindly vote for your favorite speaker. And in my virtual background, I have the relationship mantra already there, which I would be sharing with you after the table topic session. So it's now the time for the most awaited table topic session. For conducting this table topic session, we have somebody who I like so much because he is from the world of food, and I am a foodie. When asking about him, he is from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. He has 2 sons who are both Gavaliers in Taj Club, and he did his Master of Philosophy in Applied Microbiology and Industrial Biotechnology. And that's why I said he would know more about bacteria, maybe in food. And he has a lot of experience, more than 18 years of experience in food quality control and manufacturing of beverages, ghee, water, ketchup, jams, mayonnaise, tomato sauce, tomato paste, essence. And he's a green belt, not in karate, but in Six Sigma. So he's a certified green belt professional and he had worked in many places. His mimicry has thrilled us, and today I don't know what he's going to do in table topics. Let me call our table topic master, Toastmaster Mohammad Iqbal Qasim, to take over the podium.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas, for the generous introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am your table topic master today. The table topics is going to help all our members to practice the art of improvisation and also help us to think on our feet. The unprepared speaker has a right to be afraid. But each time we face our fear, we gain strength, courage, and confidence in doing. Also, this table topics helps us to develop 4 vital communication skills. Number 1, listening. Number 2, thinking. Number 3, organizing. And number 4, delivering. The topics that I have chosen today, I hope this will help all of us to become better in impromptu speeches. Since we are a Toastmasters fraternity, we will try and provide speaking opportunity to maximum audience members. This session is not restricted only for the members alone. Even the guests can participate. I hope everyone gives a shot, and I may randomly call upon anyone to participate, or you can volunteer to come up by raising your hands in the virtual screen. Before we begin, let me explain the timing criteria for the table topic session is 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute is for minimum time, 1.5 minutes is the target time, and 2 minutes is the maximum time. Speakers are allowed to speak for a maximum of 2.5 minutes in a table topic before being disqualified. I urge all the Toastmasters to use word of the day, retention. I like to say the best teachers will not give you something to drink, rather they will make you thirsty. As a Toastmaster today, I will not give you answers, but will put you on a path to seek answers. Okay, let's begin with the table topic session with a quote. You can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do. But together we can do wonders and we can achieve everything. On this quote, I would like to raise the first topic. What makes a team function successfully? What makes a team function successfully? To answer this topic, anybody wants to volunteer? Right. I will call upon the senior speaker, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar, to answer this topic. Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar, the virtual stage is yours. Your microphone is unmuted. You need to be unmuted.
Am I audible now?
Yep.
When I was the marketing pro, one of the phrase that got me, and that if you can get inside the minds of the customers, you have an opportunity to solve their problems. Team building. You need to know what goes on through your team members. That's the ingredient what I believe we should know as a leader. You'll have people on the side, you'll have people, you'll be surrounded people. There will be people who will be very enthusiastic to join your team. They would know you're going to succeed, but you have the objective of knowing, understanding how do they think. You need those people to be aligned with the objective that you're aiming for. That's the quality what you look for. You need to have a good understanding. How would they tackle? They tackling the given situations down the road would be depending on your thinking process. So are they the one who set low ball goals? As you know, there are many of the people, they would set low ball goals and achieve them. Or do you have someone who's going to aim high, like our Toastmaster of the evening? He's the one who pushed me, literally. I said, well, you know what, 3 paths are good enough. He's saying, no, go for 6. 6 pathways in the year. That's the target what he set me. And I love him to be on my side. He's pushing me as a mentor. And he follows the same philosophy, which is the theme of today's meeting. Who do you want to take with you? And that is the exact objective. I would like to look into people. People who are going to see unseen. People are visionary, who don't limit themselves with their limitations. They know the true potential as a team, what we can accomplish, and they set themselves for those goals. And that's exactly how today's technological innovation is going on, but they aimed for the car, flying car, and they're getting it. Over to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikal, for making us understand the quality of the life to lead a team. Wonderfully answered. And I'll go with the second quote. You can create great followers. You cannot create great followers under poor leadership. So on this contest, I like to raise my second topic. How can I succeed working under poor leadership? I repeat, how can I succeed working under poor leadership? To answer this question, I would like someone to volunteer. Toastmaster Suryakant, the stage is yours.
Good evening, everybody. Life is always good, you know, when we have, when everything is going good, your job is going good, life is good. But the real persons will come to know when you face adversity in life. So what I mean by adversities means like one of the adversity which our Toastmaster raised was like, if you have a poor leadership, it is an adversity. Imagine if you have a, I'm taking this example from my friend. He had a very bad boss. He used to act like a kid where I don't want to go to school today. Meaning he didn't want to go to office. He was about to resign. You know? So how do you act when you have bad leadership? So one of the ways when I interacted with this person, and many people, maybe you must have also gone through such experiences when we have it's a very bad experience when you have very bad leaders, especially at the top. So one of the things is you need to keep going on. So when you have a bad leadership, you just come, you go wherever you need to go and do whatever you need to do without listening to anybody. Just do what you think what is right. So this is one of the things which I saw. My friend, he kept on going for 2, 3, 4 months, and finally he was able to find a path, a direction on his own. He started to follow his other companions who were leading the company or the team in other departments. So he started looking at what good they are doing and what other people are doing. So I would like to say that always look at good things in life when you face adversities and bad leadership, and when you are bullied, just do what you feel is right. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suryakant, for explaining us how a bad boss can spoil the whole team. And I'll go to the third quote. Great leaders don't tell you what to do, rather, they show you how it's done. On this context, I'll raise my third topic. If you are a leader, how will you show the way to your teammates? I'll repeat. If you are a leader, how will you show the way to your team? To answer this question or topic, I will call upon any of our guests to volunteer. Toastmaster guest Jitesh Raj, can you unmute and open your video to answer this question?
Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question? Like, what was the phrase?
If you are a leader, how will you show the way to your team?
Okay. The main thing is leader, and there is a difference between a leader and a manager. Like, manager is one who manages the thing. So leader should be leading from the front. Like, he cannot. The main thing is he need to understand what are the shortcomings of the team, what are the things they need to know, and what are the goal should be understood by everyone. So we need to communicate the goal, objective of our what we have to achieve. Once this is clear, we have to lead with an example. Like, we need to go and do it by ourselves first, show them a sample of that, and then lead from behind. Like, tell them how to do it, show them the path, and take it forward from there. So that is how a leader should behave. Like, it should not be like a managing thing. He should be from behind, helping them, supporting them, telling them what exactly the way of doing it, and then lead from there. That is what I think the way to do it actually. And give a proper feedback, appreciate their good things, also give a feedback on what is required to be done, so that it is easy for them to understand, and show them, tell them with the proper manners, giving a proper respect in telling that in a proper way, so that they understand the things rather taking it as negative. They should be communicated in a proper way. That's what I think. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Jitesh Raj. You have wonderfully explained what is leadership and how a leader leads from the front. And the fourth quote I go with is, in life, it's not where you go, it's who you travel with. With this quote, I'll raise my fourth topic. Whom would you prefer to travel with? I repeat, whom would you prefer to travel with? To answer this question, I call our guest, Irshad CV.
Good evening, everybody. To answer the question, whom would you like to travel with always? Here, I always prefer to travel with my partner, because in the life, when we get opportunity, sometimes we cannot recognize the opportunity. So we always need a companion to teach us to understand our emotions and our situations. That we should have a motivation always from the one whom we love. That is, if we have a wonderful opportunity to understand our life and our situation, definitely we can move ahead and we can take any challenge in our life. So when I think of my wife, she always understands what I think. So whenever I'm in trouble, I get a lot of advice from her, and I get a lot of emotional support. Human life is not always something which we think always in an intelligent way. Because now as we have the technology so that we can solve any problem. Nowadays, solving problem is not that much tough, but defining the problem is important. So here, when we are confused, we should have someone to explain ourselves how to solve the situation. Because in my life, whether it's personal or professional, when I have a problem, I always deal with my partner because she's the one who deals with me always. That even when I am happy, when I am worried, when I am enthusiastic, she always understands my emotions, my preference, and my goods and bads. She's the one who can analyze my thoughts. She knows my strength, my weakness, so that she can always advise me my opportunity and my threats. Even when I think of my career, what should I choose to be? What is the next step I should take? So that I always ask my wife, because I don't want to be a good professional, but I want to be a good human being. So it's my wife who understands what's my core values, my preference, and my attitudes, so that always she can guide me to the right path. That's all, Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Irshad. You have delivered a mini speech with introduction, a body, and a conclusion. I think you are a great Toastmasters. And I would like to ask Toastmaster Evening whether I can continue with one more question.
Since I have taken up too much of time, I think as a team we can wind up because we are running late by 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Manas. Let's wind up this session. Mr. Timer, please confirm all the speakers are confirmed or qualified.
Except Toastmaster Irshad CV, all other Toastmasters are qualified.
Thank you, Timer. Just give us a big round of applause. Yes, sir.
Point of order, because our guest, probably he was not aware of the timing criteria. So I think we can allow them to be qualified. So we will vote for all the 4 topics.
Noted, and it is actually considered as qualified. Thank you, Toastmaster Sundar, for your guidance. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jabrali. I will now share the voting.
A big round of applause to all the speakers who have tried today's table topic session. I enjoyed being your table topics master for today and wish all the speakers the best of luck. Myself, Iqbal, signing off. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, table topic master, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal Qasim. Awesomely delivered table topic session. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal. Upcoming next is our general evaluation. My relationship mantra is right here, and I'm going to share it towards the last. Let's see whether I can get some time from our general evaluators towards the end of the session so that I can share this with you, and which would benefit all. For our general evaluation, we have an awesome Toastmaster who had already delivered a fantastic speech. And as I said, he is the proud father of Gaveliers. Maybe his children are in 2 gavel clubs in Riyadh. One of his child is in Riyadh Gaveliers Club and the other is in Taj Gavel Club. And I would request, him to make his elder son join Taj Gavel Club from Riyadh Gavel Club and let him bring his knowledge to our Gaveliers as well. Now, I always tell this to our guests that if your parents are Gaveliers, if your parents are Toastmasters, then it's easy for you to guide your Gaveliers. And we have a leader who is showing him the way to his children how to be a great leader. Our general evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam. The stage is yours.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and wonderful guest. Warm good evening to all. We have now to evaluation portion of our meeting. This is an extremely important part as it provides the speakers who could prepare the speech and table topic tonight with the feedback from the floor Toastmasters. The purpose of this evaluations is giving both positive commands and recommendations for improvements. Hopefully, each speaker will feel encouraged by an aspect of the speech that will went well and motivate to make their speeches even better for next meeting. Today, we will hear the speech evaluators give evaluation of prepared speeches, table topic speeches, meeting reports, and then I will give my general evaluations of overall the meetings. The speech evaluations will speak for 2 to 3 minutes. Before starting our session, let me discuss with our today themes. What is the delightful themes? Taking people with you. If you want to make a great difference.
Your voice is not very much audible. If you could increase your voice a bit.
Yeah, now I'm audible. Now okay?
It's very clear.
If you want to make a great difference in the world by bringing the people along with you. I truly believe this statement, since we could not achieve anything without the people of group of peoples. Today, I have been here because with the group of people that have helped me. So, fellow Toastmaster, if you want to achieve in your life and taking people along with you, let's start our speech evaluation session. Our first evaluator today, he has completed MBA in Tourism Management, currently working as a senior travel specialist in Almarai company, and he has worked in travel and tourism industry for past 15 years. And our current treasurer, please help me welcome Toastmaster Karunakaran Ramachandran. He will be evaluating a research project L2P1 of TTM Gururajan.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for a humble introduction. Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guest, and special good evening to my speaker, DTM Gururajan. What a fantastic, power-packed speech. The way it started with a question, are you looking for an excellent mentor? Yes, DTM, we are all looking for an excellent mentor. When you asked this question, yes, we were all inside your speech. That was a wonderful opening. And you staged the speech in a 3 content. You opened with a question and you put the story inside. And then you ended up with extending the gratitude or praising the fellow Toastmaster. This was the speech I was saying. So when it comes to the mentoring subject, how you entered actually, you started with mother and you started telling about your father. Then you started explaining what is mentor. Like mentor should not be the person who should hold your hand and take you into the certain position, then you go on your own. It's not like that. You should be an open-minded person to accept your mentor and learn day to day, every day, all time. That message was very clear to us, how a protege should learn from the mentor. So that was the essence. Yes, as a DTM, you proved that yes, message is given to you in the beginning itself. What's all about. Then coming to the story, you came up with a story. It was a very, very interesting story. I can say that, and the way you explained it, your action, your voice modulation, that was it was like a movie. We were seeing it, and the fight between you and the owner of the mansion. That was a wonderful, wonderful story as a story. And you ended by saying that how and what we can learn from other Toastmasters as a mentor, what they were teaching us by the way they are behaving, how they were speaking, how they are organizing, what are the talents. So we learned a lot of things from you. Improvements, I can say that there are 2 improvements I would say. What is that means? You would have stayed with the purpose of the project. The project says that how Toastmaster envisioning the mentor. This one. And second one, I would have benefited if you would have explained more about your experience as a protege. How you learned, how the open-mindedness you kept it, and you learned, you grasped the messages from your mentor. That would have helped me more to understand the subject. In a nutshell, it was a power-packed performance, as I said earlier. You holded me from the beginning throughout your speech, by the way, how you, the stage movement, the voice modulation, it was a fantastic one. And the story itself, it was very good, but I was a bit reluctant, like this story was not actually connected with this mentoring. So if you would have added this point in our next speech, I'm 100% sure your speech will be more attractive and we will be learning a lot from you. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karunakaran, for your great evaluation. For our second evaluator, he has been working in Riyadh Pharma past 10 years as production senior executive officer. He has 2 kids. He is our humorous speaker. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Maya Krishnan. He will be evaluating research project L4P1 of Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Give a huge round of applause to our speaker, Dr. Toastmaster Arunachalam Chinnathampi. Dear fellow Toastmaster, guest gavels, a warm good evening to all. Today, my speaker is started with great quotes. Nothing is so painful to the human mind as a great and sudden change. Quoted by the great novelist Mary Shelley. It's really an effective opening statement. It's built around the speech. After complete the quotes, he started asking the question to every Toastmaster. Adamant to change organization fail 70% of the time. Do you know why? Really, you engage the audience and make them feel very important and valued. The body portion of the speech, communication change is challenge. Change is very important perspective of any developing company or group members. All changes, big or small, slightly, they are struggle during implementation. The example are very clearly adapt the message to the audience. If you paint to the dark color of a picture, it's very difficult to change or modify. If you select light color, you can change it whatever you want. What a great example you brought here to understand easily to all the people. And one more example, you started question. Do you know what could be the best method of adjusting and communicating change to the team members? You are really explained 5 simple tips. Be clear and honest when change communicating to the team members. Use care when communicating, addressing. Tell the team member what is change. Set expectation. Tell the team what they need to change. And you brought it here on personal experience also. It's really great, amazing. Recently, you arranged on Abaha trip along with the family and friends. Initially, they are not accepting, but you explain and communicating very well and change their mind. It's really very great. During the speech, your eye contact and hand gestures are very marvelous. And the dialogue between you and Dr. Kannan was really amazing. Overall, very well organized speech. The recommendation part, I would like to only one recommendation. Just humor part is missing. If I were in your shoes, I would add one humor, like when you are in the Abaha, And the time you are planning to take group photos along with the family and friends. So what you are calling to all the people, while taking that snaps, the police came, they said, maintain the 1 meter distance during this pandemic situation. So if you are maintaining, you will not get the group photos. So you take the group photos when you return back to Riyadh and taken the group photo to Riyadh instead of Abaha. This humor, if you add, it will be a great speech. That's all. Okay. Over to.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maya Krishnan, for wonderful evaluations. You noted that entire point of the speaker. Our third evaluator currently is working as regional manager of Levant Gulf and Saudi Arabia. He has 18 years experience of healthcare professional in clinical trial management, and his ambition is to become powerful leader and humorous public speaker. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Mohammad Izzaz. He will be evaluating research project L2P1 of Toastmaster Nithu Radish.
Am I visible? Sorry,
You
I'm
are.
mobile.
Yeah,
Please
you are
excuse
inaudible.
Feedback is actually a gift, as told by one of the great lecturer in Stanford University, Carol Robin. Today, dear Toastmaster, I am going to give an evaluation feedback for my first time in Toastmaster to get evaluated today. My speaker topic today, effective body language, and I should gesture with the body language. I have to salute her because today she nailed it. The kind of topics she chosen, relationship. She started with engaging with all our audience, asking questions to make our mind very curious. What kind of topic she going to deliver? Or what is the content of the topic? And it was actually emotional. It took me to my personal story. She was talking about how the relationship to be built in our cities. We used to go to the bank. Her grandparents used to go to the bank to have a good relationship. Until today, my mom used to go to post office to save money. I used to ask her, there are so many banks, why you are going to post office? I think she is the only one customer in the post office in our city. But everyone in the post office was very happy to see her with lots of emotion, happy, So I really appreciate my speaker today touched the topic of relationship. Today we are living in a era, we landed on the moon, but we don't know who is our neighbor. So there is a break of chain. How many of you have smiled at a stranger? Can you try from tomorrow? Because smile is one of the great intentional body language. I really appreciate the topic today she brought to connect how important the emotions comes through relationship. So I got actually this idea. We have a different kind of emotions. There was a time when I joined my company in 2013, my manager was taking me through so many topics of the company. He asked me, did you understand? I said, then he again took me to the one more round. And he asked me, did you understand? I said, this is not an effective body language. He thought he understand that I did not understand. So I really appreciate my speaker brought the L2, P1, P2 topic relationship. But couple of recommendations I would like to give to her. She could have used more vocal variety because she was talking about the relationship with lots of emotions, happiness. When her grandfather visits the post office, the bank, they used to smile at them, right?
and she could show kind of facial expression with lots of emotions. Thank you, and I really appreciate my speaker, and I wish all her best for future speak. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammad Izzaj, for the fantastic evaluations. I took note of your complete viewpoint as a speaker. Our next evaluator is, he is currently working as a planning and controlling manager at Bagir Logistic Cooperator Office. The best position he has enjoyed is the role of a dad. He is more self-educated persons. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Ibrahim Karchikar. He will be evaluating research project L3P3 of Toastmaster Mohammad Shagir. Toastmaster Ibrahim Karchikar? Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Let me check my visibility. Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir, I have good news for you. You are hired. Your interview was interesting. I loved how you highlighted the importance of change, importance of knowing yourself. I never knew people could be as confident as you when giving an interview. How many interviews have you truly attended? I could see zero stress on your face. That's exactly how you manage interview. Maybe Dunkin' Donuts, coffee has something to do with it. I don't know. But my cut is going to be, I'm going to get my cut from the PMAE. So yes, indeed, as you highlighted, every person is unique. Your spoken words were clear. Your responses were to the point. You didn't get here and there. You were directly looking at the interviewer and you're responding to the point. You nicely used the wisdom you have learned in the Toastmaster Club. But not a time pass. No, Toastmaster is a mission. Come on. We build leaders down here. We don't pass time. So that's one true sense of feedback. You highlighted your success stories. Nice. Interviewer love to hear the specific 10% home delivery statement was excellent. And when you stated that you watch sci-fi movies, well, the impression what I got is you were very clear and you are an honest person. But the criteria what I have here is not about your honesty. It's more to do how confidently you attended. It's a communication skill. So objectively, as an evaluator, I was looking for the points like concise answers to the questions, which you did precisely what was expected. You knew what the response should be. I didn't see you getting lost anywhere here and there. You stick to the point. You were looking in there. Your spoken words were very clear. Few times I thought your words were not in sync with your body language. And especially when you have an interviewer from the foreign country, he would make it a point that when you nod your here, what does this mean? What does this mean? Or what does this mean? So nodding the head in the interview is something which is discouraged. Be very specific. Body language is good, but not overdo it there. And in your responses, as a feedback, again, there are two sets of responses I wish to give you. One is based on the content which you presented out there. Time pass is one of the words which I would have a chosen words, carefully crafted words for the responses you give. That was a spontaneous response what you gave, but from a content standpoint, I would not use time pass. Time pass is the people who kill time. You are an objective person. If you have time, you'll do something constructive. That's what you demonstrate in your interviews. So your responses could be smooth. And I suggest you read the book, What Color is Your Parachute? Over to you, Mr. Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karchikar, for an excellent assessment. For next, we have table topic evaluations. Our table topic evaluator, he will be evaluating the table topic session. For today table topic evaluator, he is an academician, clinician, and research by profession and Toastmaster by fashion. As a Toastmaster since 2007, he has taken up several leadership roles and won in many speech contests. At present, he is the president of our club. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, for that introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, now my dear friends, impromptu speaking tests the real ability of a great speaker. What a great session of table topics we had today. Kudos to our table topics master who dished out such beautiful topics in line with the theme. And on top of that, for every topic, he had a quotation which was so very well connected. Thank you very much, Mr. Table Topics Master, for such beautiful topics which encouraged all our table topic speakers to speak in a wonderful way. Without further ado, let's move on to the individual speakers. The first topic was what makes a team function successfully, spoken by Toastmaster Ibrahim Karchkar. Very well said, a well-crafted speech from opening to the body and the conclusion. It was all about knowing people, how they think, and aligning them to the objectives is what makes a team function successfully. Great way to put it across, Toastmaster Ibrahim Karchkar. In fact, you also brought in an experience of how your mentor pushed you into the Pathways learning program in Toastmasters. That was indeed a subtle way of bringing in how we can all do teamwork and function successfully. If I have to suggest you an improvement, problem thing is that, like, I see that you often use this gesture quite commonly. I would suggest you to try different varieties of gestures, probably moving around. Okay, well, you are saying that your mentor is talking to you, you could actually put it like a phone call, or you could put in like a convo kind of situation. So just gestures, if you are able to improve on them, I'm pretty sure you're going to be a great speaker. Our next topic was, how can I succeed when working under a poor boss? Actually, this was a very challenging topic, but very deftly handled by our new Toastmaster, Toastmaster Surya Karpaswar. In fact, he brought us on to the key point of his message, which was adversity, in fact, breeds opportunity. Also, he laid it out with a great example of how his friend was suffering with a very poor boss and how he led things to decide in its own way and to do what is right. So that was a great way of putting the speech with an opening body and conclusion. Thank you very much for that wonderful message, Toastmaster Suryakant. But definitely there is scope for improvement, which I would suggest you is to stand and speak and improve upon your gestures. I know that you are an initial speaker, but probably if you are able to get in these, I'm pretty sure that you will be a great speaker someday. The next two topics were given to our guests, and they also very well handled those table topics. The first one was for our guest, Mr. Jitesh Raj. If you are a leader, how will you show the way to others? Very well laid out. Again, manage, appreciate, feedback, and set examples. 4 keywords that carried out the message, really how a leader can lead and show the way to his team members. To Mr. Jitesh, I believe this is the first time probably you're speaking on Zoom on a Toastmasters platform. When you are on Zoom, the video is very prominent. All the members are looking at your video. So I would suggest you to make sure that you're conscious of what you're presenting on your video, because most of the time I saw your head was cut, the body was partly seen. Please try to change that one. Our last speaker was Toastmaster Irshad CV. It was a wonderful topic. It was indeed a mini speech, as our table topics master said. Travel, whom would you like to prefer to travel with, was the topic, and he very well put it across that you have to travel with a partner, and especially a loved one, because in life you have to recognize opportunities, teach emotion, get taught emotion, and get motivated from loved ones. What a beautiful message that he says, like, it's not you look for great people to travel with, but it's the people who are around you, whom you love, who love you very much. It's those people that you need to travel with, because that is where success comes in. Toastmaster, Mr. Irshad, if I have to suggest to you an improvement, you actually put out an example of how your wife motivates you and gives you suggestions to bring about successful turnover, and in fact defining problems rather than solving them. It would have been better if you had elaborated that with a small story. That makes the eye-catching moment or the mind-catching attribute of any speech. So with that, I conclude my evaluation. All the speakers did a beautiful job, but just these subtle suggestions, I'm pretty sure we have a lineup of champion table topic speakers here in Taj. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, for gave an imaginary evaluations report. And we have an final evaluations. This evaluator is completed MBA in International Business, currently working as an assistant manager account in Interpret Company. He has completed 2 paths in pathway. He is a Division B Assistant Director, Program Quality, and also Club President, Grand Professional Club. He is also the Club Coach Diplomatic Toastmaster Club and our current VPPR. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Rizos. He will be evaluating evaluator report of Toastmaster Mohammad Izaz as a part his L1 P2 project.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest, and a special good evening to my evaluator, Toastmaster Mohammad Ijaz. The project was on a topic, evaluation and feedback, evaluator's speech. Toastmaster Ijaz, you have done this project perfectly by accomplishing all the objectives of the project. When we analyzing your speech evaluation, you started with a great quote, and the speaker's topic was effective body language by the speaker. You also mentioned about the speaker's speech points, important points, that from that we understand that you clearly listen about the speaker's speech. The speaker mentioned about the good relationship, and in between you added an example of post office humor that also captured the audience. The clarity of the speech was good. Here's a clear audience awareness and comfort level was good. However, I would like to recommend some areas as an evaluator by which you can involve in your next evaluation. If you could involve the camera adjustment, we can see that your camera adjustment was not perfect and your vocal variety was stable. There was no vocal variety. It will be an added value. Also, you have to work on the pronunciation of the words and some stage movement also you can work on it. And for every evaluation, there is a format of evaluation to be followed. That 50% of the evaluation should be for the analysis of the speaker's speech, 20% for the positive feedback, and 10% for summation. If you arrange the evaluation speech in this format, your evaluation speech will go to the next level. Overall, your evaluation was perfect and brought all the attention of the audience. If you add this recommendation of stage movement and organizing the evaluation speech in the format and adjusting the camera, your evaluation will go to the next level. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rizos, for wonderful report. Now, Mr. Timer, can you please check all the evaluators are qualified?
Except Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam, all are qualified. I'm sorry for that. It is for the last speaker, the timing virtual screen, it was some problem and I was not able to make it the right colors. Sorry for that.
Okay, kindly note this vote counter.
Our voting link is being shared.
Okay. Now it's time for the meeting leaders report. Now I call Mr. Accounter. Will you please give your report? Vote counter, Toastmaster, Previs, Accounter, Toastmaster,
Toastmaster Parvez, we are not able to hear you. Toastmaster Parvez, we are not able to hear you. Kindly
Yes.
check the microphone, which microphone you are connected to on the settings.
Yes, may I audible?
We
Yes,
hear
you
you
are.
now. Yes.
Yeah, once again, good evening and thanks to you this opportunity as a counter script. I have prepared a counter log. First of all, I would like to say that all the speakers perform very good and as per my view, they are all good. I start from Mr. Manhaj. Overall speaker, Mr. Manhaj's overall performance is good, but 3 time one time home, total 4. Next is Mr. Shakir, one time home, total 2. And next is Mr. Surikant, 4 time 2 time total 6. Mr. Jitesh Raj, 5 time 2 time one time other, total 8. Mr. Rishad, overall speech is good, but still one time I observed and he retained very good speak and he delivered very good as he is joined first time, so I appreciate him. Next is Mr. Ijaz, 2 time 2 time home, total 4 time. So this was the log of our counter. Overall, I accept. I observed it was good. Now go back to proceeding officer. Thank you.
Thank you, accounter. Next, Mr. Kramarian, will you please give your report?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. First of all, the speeches were very good, and without taking much of the time, I'll start with Toastmaster Arunachalam. You had one incomplete sentence, and Toastmaster Ijaz, one mispronunciation of the word intention, and Toastmaster Neetu, one incorrect sentence. My personal example, you could have mentioned my personal experience. And very few people used the word retention. I think Toastmaster Arunachalam and a few others, I couldn't note the names, but that's it from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suryakant. The next, Mr. Wordmaster, will give you your reports. Toastmaster Praveen.
Good evening to all Toastmasters. I have noticed Dr. Arunachalam used the word retention twice. Apart from that, I didn't notice anybody else use this word. Maybe the word is because of a noun, they cannot use it. Maybe the words like adverbs or verbs, maybe Toastmaster can use in much better way. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveen. Mr. Timer, may we have meeting time report, please? Toastmaster Jabir Ali.
Once again, good evening to all. For prepared speeches, Toastmaster Gururajan took 7 minutes 17 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Arunachalam took 6 minutes 44 seconds qualified. Madam Toastmaster Neetu took 7 minutes 15 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir took 7 minutes 12 seconds qualified. For a table topic session, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar took 2 minutes 9 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Suryakant Basawa took 2 minutes 17 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Jitesh Raj took 1 minute 47 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Irshad took 2 minutes 52 seconds. As a guest, it is an exceptional case. It is a qualified. Coming to evaluation session, Toastmaster Karnakaran took 3 minutes 7 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Maya Krishnan took 3 minutes 26 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Muhammad Ijaz took 3 minutes 29 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar took 3 minutes 17 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Dr. Sundara Ramalingam took 4 minutes 19 seconds not qualified. Back to you, evaluate.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jabir Ali, for your detailed reports. Now, for my report on meeting, this meeting began promptly at 7:15, and everyone gave outstanding performance today in the area of prepared speech, table topic discussion, and evaluator and meeting leaders report. I recommend that all the Toastmasters join on time around 7 p.m. because time management is important for our Toastmaster program. In addition, during our prepared speech, I noted that totally presented 22 Toastmasters, but only 12 Toastmasters were video opened. I request that all the Toastmasters open the videos during the speeches time and give your support. Finally, I believe that taking people with you is key to achieve in the world. So for Toastmaster, taking people with our Taj Club and work together to become the best in the world. I enjoyed my session and back to Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. I would like to raise a motion to extend the meeting time for another 10 minutes as we are running already late.
I second the motion.
Okay, the motion is passed. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Since it's time, since the meeting is going late, I really don't want to explain much, but I don't want to leave the meeting without telling that relationship mantra. It is very easy. You might be very much in great relationship with your family, with your friends. For example, right now, if I call my wife and ask her these 3 questions, our bonding improves. It could be with your friends. You can practice asking these 3 questions and your relationships just keep improving. And as leaders, as we all say, we have to take people with you. That means once you are progressing up towards the next level, you have to take them along with you as great leaders do. So these 3 questions, tell me something you think I don't know about you. Tell me something you like about me. Tell me something you think we have in common. You can see a beautiful smile which will come in our faces after we ask these questions with our friends, with our relatives. And I will share this in our group so that you don't miss out this question. And with that, I really don't want to take much time, and I would like to hand over the podium to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. Thank you all for patiently listening, and the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, for that brilliantly conducted session. And we had an excellent theme, and you had a lot to discuss with us all, encourage us all, motivate us all, and give us that necessary impetus to retain what you said and follow it in taking people around us with us as leaders. Thank you so much. And a big round of applause for our Toastmaster of the Day for this brilliant session. We also had the other 2 big 3 leaders, our table topics master. What a brilliant session. So engaging it was to bring out the ideas and emotions and thought processes out of the speaker's mind. A big round of applause for our table topics master, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal Qasim. And the man who evaluated and gave feedback not only for the entire meeting, but also facilitated the feedback for the other members, our general evaluator, for his crisp and cutting-edge feedback that he gave us, although there was scarcity of time. Kudos to Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam. So friends, this is now time to vote for the big 3 meeting leaders. Please cast your votes for the big 3 meeting leaders on the link that is being shared below. Just give me a moment, and the link is right there on your screen. Here there is the link, and please vote for the big 3 role players, and also the voting link for the meeting leaders has also been shared. Please make sure that you have voted for the best meeting leader as well as the best of the big 3. So it is now time to hear from our guests. We have 2 of our guests still with us here. Mr. Jitesh Raj, would you like to give us some feedback? I would appreciate if it is just short, within a minute's time. Mr. Jitesh? Yep.
Yeah, this was a eye opener actually. After a long time, I've been in such a situation or such a kind of area. So this was like kind of very interesting and very to the point. And everyone was a nice. It was very good to hear from everyone that their experiences and their topics. It was even though the topic was very like common, but it was very interesting yet. So I enjoyed the session, and I will look forward for the next session also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jitesh, for joining us and for that positive feedback. We look forward to seeing you in our future meetings as well. Can we now hear from Mr. Irshad? Mr. Irshad, could you please give your feedback in a minute's time? Mr. Irshad, you are muted. Can you please unmute and speak? Yes.
Good evening, good evening, sir. Okay, it was a very nice session, and it was so energizing. I don't know where this much energy has been blowing, and it's really the one of the thing what I have noticed is here the Toastmasters, the evaluators, and the leaders are always encouraging people. I couldn't find any negative energy, that everybody is supporting each other. So it's really enthusiastic, and I'm very happy to see the energy of the, I don't know the name, I think it's Manas Al-Bukhari, who was leading the meeting. What an energy. And I have found the Sundar sir also, the word we all speak are, it is crisp and it's accurate. So anyway, I feel that this opportunity, this energy and this coordination will make me also enrich in my life. And I'm very thankful for all the Toastmasters for getting me an opportunity to speak here. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Irshad, for joining us and for that exclusive feedback. We really feel special at Taj receiving such a feedback from one of our guests. Thank you so much for that. We are indeed humble, and we shall be very happy to see you with us as a guest in the future meetings and also as a member with us in the future. Thank you so much. Okay, it's now time to have a few announcements before we announce the results of the day. So one of the most important announcements that I wish to make is it's a request from the Vice President Education, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi. Of course, he's not here. It is regarding the meeting roles. So you could actually book your meeting roles, especially the meeting leader roles and the big three roles, as early as the end of the current meeting. For example, for the next meeting, you could immediately contact Toastmaster Jijo Koshi and book your slots for those meeting leader roles. It's not just we do speeches or the big three roles or evaluations. Even every role that we take up in a Toastmasters meeting, be it that of a time or an R counter. Imagine being an R counter or a grammarian or a word master gives you the best listening skills training that you can ever have at no cost. So that's something which we all miss. They all say that to be a great speaker, you need to be an even greater listener. So let's all begin there. So go forward and take up those roles. Also, there is a bonus there. If you are interested in taking up bigger roles like Toastmaster of the Day and the Table Topics Master, this can actually be clubbed as part of your projects. There is an elective project in level 4 of your pathways, which can be used as the Toastmasters or Toastmaster of the Day. And for a level 3 or level 2 project, it can be, which is about active listening, you could be a Table Topics Master. So these were just the announcements. And also we had the recurring announcements about the membership subscriptions. Kindly contact our treasurer or the VP membership regarding that. And we have initiated something great since last weekend, which is just a meet and greet on a casual format. And last week we all did. There were 7 members who met at Rauda Park. So we would like to make it a regular event. Because of the restrictions in place, we are not able to meet in person for our meetings, but at least a casual gathering just to say hi, just to wish each other good luck, goodwill, and saying good words to each other and seeing those faces, the smiling faces, that would be good. So those are the end of the announcements. And now here we share the results for today's meeting. Who are the winners? The best prepared. The best table topic speaker, Mr. Irshad. The best evaluator, Toastmaster Krishnan. Best meeting leader, once again, Toastmaster Jabari for second week in a row. Finally, the best of big three are the energetic Toastmaster Manaz Ali. Congratulations to all our winners. With that, we come to the close of the meeting. I request you all to rise up for the national anthem. Thank you, everyone. The meeting is